We're continuing and looking at God's creative process from the book of Genesis. Chapter 1, verse 3 says, "And God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day." The first thing that God created was not just light and darkness, but was time. God was setting up the beginning of what would become a week, 7 days that the rhythm of creation would work around. And so the first thing that God puts in place is a calendar, a schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and ultimately Sunday. If we want to be creative, and if we want to bring to fruition the ideas that we have in our mind, we need to operate well within time. We have to use our time wisely. You know, I mentioned the Beatles in the first week of this series, and they worked, did you know, fairly normal hours? When they were making some of their masterpieces, they were just working from like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. until like early evening, and then they would leave for the day and they would pick up where they left off the next day. I actually heard that Eminem has a hard stop at 5 p.m. I don't know why, but he doesn't seem like the kind of artist who would be like, all right, 5 o'clock, I'm out. But the most creative people oftentimes have a great system and structure for their time. And God is no different. He decided to put 24 hours in a day, and he made the most of that time. You and I have 24 hours in our day, and so did God. And God worked around that parameter to create the most beautiful things that we could possibly imagine. I want you to think about time not as a restriction, but as a guide. I think a lot of times we want creativity to be unlimited in what it can accomplish and when it can happen. And we want to do so many things, and we just kind of don't put any boundaries or restrictions around ourselves, and we think that's going to bring the most creativity. But the truth is, when you have some kind of restriction to what you're doing, it actually brings the best out of you. If you have a hard cutoff time, if you know when something's going to end, you can put yourself deeply into that thing for a set amount of time. And odds are that you're going to get more out of your time than if you put no limits on your time. Make a schedule if you want to be creative. I have a friend who he thought that he could get around the calendar that God made. He was slightly narcoleptic. He had trouble sleeping at night. He was an ultra creative type. And so he decided that he was going to try to make a 7-day week into a 6-day week. And he actually had a brilliant plan where he would stay up for about 20 hours and then he would sleep for, I think, like 6 hours. And it ended up making the week into like 6 days instead of 7. And his idea was that he would actually get more sleep this way than he would if he were to just try to operate in a 7-day week. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out. I remember he started having his teeth feel like they were buzzing. He started feeling things going wrong in his brain. And actually, sadly, he had long-term health complications that came from not working around God's created structure. And so today, I just want to encourage you, 24 hours is enough. You can get done what you need to get done in the time that you've been given. And if you can't get done what you need to get done, then maybe you need to change how much you're trying to do. Because God didn't intend for you to just go on forever and never take a break and not get enough sleep. No, he created 24-hour windows in which we can work. Set a timeline, set an end date. Don't let things go on forever. You know, oftentimes when I try to create things, and I'm not like the most ultra creative person, but I'm doing things like this and writing messages and sometimes getting the chance to work on albums that we're doing at Cross and Anchor. And if you don't set an end date, odds are you'll never finish a project. Because there's always more you can do. There's always extra ideas that you have. There's always new concepts that come up that you want to implement. And you have to say, I'm going to end at this time if you really want to get something done. Even some of the best filmmakers, if you were to ask them about their Oscar-winning pictures that they've made, like Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg, I bet they would still go back and change things in movies like Schindler's List. You're never gonna get something perfect. You have to say, okay, it's good, and I'm gonna move on to the next thing. So, God created time. Let yourself work in the time that you've been given and watch what God can do with that time. C&A To Go is sponsored by you. People have given to be able to make this content possible, and if this has impacted and blessed your life, we would invite you to partner with us in your generosity so that this can impact others. All the ways that you can give are at crossandanchor.church. Thanks for supporting.